Well, hello, everybody. New Life Worship Center on a Monday, 8/24/2026. I wanted to take a moment today to do a Monday reflection on the message we had yesterday morning. And God was in the house, and He was so amazing. The worship was amazing. The message was amazing. The outpouring of the Lord was amazing. The Holy Spirit was in the room. Yesterday we talked about Jesus asleep in the boat while the disciples were caught in the storm. I wanted to carry that thought with us today into this Monday. Just because Jesus seems silent doesn't mean Jesus is absent. You know, the disciples were in the storm. The waves were coming over the boat. Fear had filled their hearts, and Jesus was asleep in the stern. Just because Jesus seems silent doesn't mean Jesus is absent again. But think about who was in that boat. These were not just 12 frightened disciples. These men were the beginning of something much bigger. Jesus had taught them about the mustard seed right before they were to get in that boat. A seed that starts small but grows into something great. And in a very real sense, the disciples in that boat were like mustard seeds. They may have looked small. They may have looked afraid. They may not have understood everything yet. But they were the seeds of the church that was still to come. The future apostles, think about it, were in that boat. The men who would carry the gospel into the world, they were in that boat. Peter was there. John was there. And Matthew was there. The others as well. The storm was threatening the very people through whom Jesus would build and establish his church. But here's the good news. The storm could not sink what Jesus had purposed to grow. The enemy may have seen 12 frightened men, but heaven saw the future church. The disciples, they saw a storm, but Jesus saw the other side. And Jesus had already said, "Let us go across to the other side." Then the disciples, they woke up Jesus and asked, "Teacher, do you not care that we are perishing?" I think many of us, including myself, have prayed a similar prayer. Lord, you don't see what I'm going through. Lord, where are you? Lord, why haven't you answered? But Jesus was still in the boat. And we think about Daniel. You know, Daniel prayed and fasted for 21 days. When the answer finally came, he was told that from the very first day he set his heart to seek God, his prayer had been heard. The answer was delayed, but it was not ignored. And that's a word for us today. Don't mistake God's silence for God's absence. You may be in a storm today, true enough. You may be waiting on an answer, and many of us are. You may feel small, like that mustard seed. You may not see what God is doing, but don't forget, God can protect the seed even in the storm. What God has planted in you may still be growing. What God has purposed for your life cannot be destroyed by every wave that comes against you. The disciples didn't see yet what was to become of them, but Jesus did. And maybe today, you don't see what God is building in your life either, but He does. So don't quit praying. Don't quit believing. And don't quit trusting, because the storm doesn't mean Jesus has left the boat. The delay doesn't mean God has stopped listening. And the waves cannot destroy what God has purposed to grow. And as you begin this week, remember, you may feel like a small seed today, but God sees what He is growing. I hope everybody at New Life Worship Center and anyone listening to this has a great week. And don't forget, Wednesday night service starts at 7. It's going to be amazing. Come out and join us. Our Sunday is going to be homecoming this week, and we're expecting a mighty outpouring of the Spirit of God. It starts at 10:30. We'd love to have you. This is Pastor Chris on a Monday, and I hope everyone is having a marvelous week, and I hope you keep praying and trusting God. I love you, and I hope to see you soon. God bless.